to episode 6 of the Current Backloggers. I'm your host, KCP, along with my good friend and co-host, Cody G. Cody?
That was piercing. That was so piercing.
I hope it's worse when people actually listen to it, too. I think I might do different ones each time, but I'm going to stick with the over-the-top one that time.
You should whisper it on some episode.
I might do that.
You should.
I'm going to wait a while if I do it now, just so you don't expect it.
Oh, yeah.
Did we start yet? Dude, I'm doing it right now. So, what have you been up to, guy?
Just surviving the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's the end of the world.
Did you see REM's song "Into the World" jump to the top of the charts, and it was released 33 years ago?
Was it 33 years ago? I saw it was on iTunes Top 100. And
Yeah, well, it is currently because everything's going on.
it's
So
weird.
dumb.
I didn't know that song was that old.
I didn't either.
That's weird.
I didn't actually look it up to see if that's true, but that's what it said. So, I believe it. So, you haven't been up to anything, though?
Just building shelves. Shelves are weird because I always think like, oh, I have an hour, I can build 4 shelves, and it's like 2 hours, you build 1 shelf. That's
Yeah.
it. So it's been a real slow process.
I feel you. Yeah, the apocalypse is kind of ruining things. So when I was putting this together, what I have going on is usually the thing I have to think the most about, and that spot is just literally empty. I was like, man, there is nothing. It's just kind of sad. But
Because all you're thinking about is Corona.
well, not that that's all I'm thinking about. It's just that's all we can really do right now. Not that that's the most important thing, but there's like nothing we're allowed to do anymore. So. Yeah, as far as like activities or like usually that's where I talk about the sports I went to or concerts or whatever, but none of that's there.
Yeah, man. Had a concert get canceled on me.
Yeah.
Do you have any concerts get canceled on you? Refund? Tickets?
No, but the Ohio State Michigan hockey game and the Ohio State Michigan lacrosse game both got canceled. So I got a refund for both those.
Sad times.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. So I've been watching some movies, playing some games, which we can go on that when we're talking about those topics. And then besides that, whole lot of nothing and working. I could fill you in on a little bit of work that you might find interesting.
Yeah, do it. Oh, I love these stories. I love when you tell stories.
So I told you last time I clarified how I always say I'm working a lot, but I told you it's literally never changes. 40 hours every week unless it's overtime, but that's never mandatory, and they haven't offered that in weeks anyways, or months even. But a few weeks ago, they asked me if I wanted to be one of the local delivery drivers. Like, I'm sure you've seen those like Amazon vans around.
Oh, yeah.
I guess they have theirs for our company.
Kind of like Napa.
Yeah. And I said I would do it, and I'm glad I did it. But the first time I did it, it was like one of those big Amazon vans, like those blue ones are always driving around. And I was like, this thing's a little bigger than anything I've driven. Now, all right, that's all you're going to do today. I was like, okay. And then, and there's no training. There's just one guy that goes with you. And I was like, sir.
Hand you the keys?
Yeah, and you would have been so pissed. Luckily, I knew his humor before, but I didn't know the guy. Just somebody told me his humor.
Mm-hmm.
It'd probably been enough to make you quit or at least go off on the guy. He handed me the keys, the GPS, all the stuff you have to take with you. And he's like, you can go outside. I'll meet you there. I was like, all right. And I was sitting out there. And you going to get in the car? What are you doing? I was like, oh, I just didn't know if I should wait for you or I've never done it. Well, typically to get in a drive a car, you want to sit in the seat and start it.
Oh, no.
Somebody, like I said, warned me of his humor, so I knew he wasn't being a douchebag, so I just rolled with it, and we ended up talking. It was really nice, but yeah, just right away, if you had the wrong approach to that or you thought he was being serious, you'd be real turned off. And
yeah. If that was you or somebody I knew, I'd be like, oh, that's the funny joke.
Uh-huh.
But if someone I didn't know the humor, I'd just...
But, so then...
Go.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Then we came back, and I was like, all right, well, that was kind of fun, but also a little weird. And then, no, that's all you're going to be doing today. And some other guy came over, hey, Casey, you're going to be going with me. And I was like, okay. And it was these were the big vans, but at this point, this guy wanted to take a box truck, like a semi-type truck, and all right, which one you want to drive it? And I was like, I've never driven one of these, so if you want to drive it, you can. I'll go with you. And he's like, yeah, I'll do it. And he's like, I've actually never driven one of these either, so I was like, oh my God, we're just gonna murder multiple people on this. And then we just took this semi out. Well, not actually a semi box truck. There's a difference, I guess. I didn't know this until I worked there, because I could have sworn you had to have a license for a semi. And I was like, are they just letting us? Yeah, I was like, is this illegal or what's happening? But I guess it's a box truck is the difference. You don't have to have a license for it, like a different license than your regular one.
Kind of like a U-Haul.
Yeah, but a lot bigger. That's why I thought it was a semi. They're gigantic. And then he's like, you want to drive on the way back? And I was like, I can do that. So it actually wasn't too bad. It was just gigantic. But then that was last week. This week, I was on my own driving it.
By yourself?
Yeah.
Stop. I would no. I couldn't do it.
And it's a local delivery, like I told you. So most of it's like Central Ohio. They're like, all right, you're going to go to Asheville, then Lebanon, and then Dayton. And I was like, oh, okay.
Holy cow. They did not explain this to you at all. You're a truck driver. You became a truck driver overnight. Didn't even know.
And then I was like, is there anything I need to know? No, you're good. And then I went to my first stop. It was a trailer truck, or a, what do you call it?
Trailer park?
Yeah, trailer park. Was I messing up there? And
This is already great.
the address was to the trailer complex, so I didn't know which trailer I was going to, so I was just driving this semi through this trailer park. And I was like, what the hell? And then I called the person that was like the dispatcher for us, and she's like, yeah, you should be there. Here, I'm looking on Google Maps. All right, take a right. And then she was following from what she was looking at on Google Maps, and then she still couldn't figure out. So I called him. And, yeah, I'm just sitting on the porch. You can come over here. And then I found him, and I was in Asheville. And then, so there's already one issue there, the getting lost.
How big was the part?
That one was actually a small box, like that big.
Can't we just mail stuff?
Well, they could. The next one was gigantic, and that's why I did it. It just happened they did those ones because on the way, so it made sense. Because the next one in Lebanon was a water heater that was 200 pounds and like 7 feet tall. And so I went to his house, and it was like a mansion. So I was like, oh, God, this guy's going to be real judgy, and I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm going to have to get this giant thing in there. And then that address was wrong, so I stopped in front of this other mansion and started going up. And I was like, I don't feel like this is right. And I jumped back in, and there was like a little down the street, another mansion. That was his house. And I pulled up, and, oh, you can pull in the driveway. I was like, oh, no, I'm good. Because I was like, oh, no, I've explained it nicely, but I was like, I'm not about to try and back this thing into this mansion and knock something over. And
they didn't even give you a driving class?
No.
So you're just driving this big thing around.
That's why I knew you'd love this story. And then, so like I said,
Their insurance company would love this story. You should call them up and tell them that this is going on. They would love it.
So, it gets better. I didn't wreck it.
Okay.
Yeah. But so then I get over there and I put a note in there that you gotta go a little further. GPS always takes you to the wrong place, but I didn't know. Like I said, this is all new to me, so I didn't look at it to see that note.
Yeah.
And they didn't tell me that, and I was like, oh, damn. And then so then I finally talked to him. And he's actually super nice, which was relieving. Because like I said, when I saw mansions, I was like, oh, fuck, these guys gonna be real judgy of me. And so then we opened the truck to get the water heater out, and there's like the lift gate, you throw it up, but then there's a ramp so that way you can get it down, and then the ramp's not working.
So like those motorized things?
Yeah. And but the switch for it isn't working. I was like, oh my God. And then he starts trying to help me for like 5 minutes. So this is so terrible. I'm delivering this water heater and he's trying to help me with it. And then I called the dispatcher, and she's like, yeah, I've never dealt with that. Let me call Mike. And I was like, oh, no. And I said, Mike didn't answer. And I'm like, oh, my God. I'm going to try and help you, Casey. I'm so sorry. And I said, I'll call you back. And then it was like 10 minutes, and I kept having, oh, I'm so sorry. But he was like super nice about it. And then he's like, well, why don't we just get it out there ourselves? And I was like, oh, God.
No.
And so me and him grabbed this 200-pound water heater, and awkward. Like, waved off the truck, and there's just one wrong step, and 200-pound water heater, probably thousands of dollars.
No.
So then we finally got that done. We got in, and it was all good. And then I was going to Dayton, but I was almost out of gas. So
Just everything just inconvenience with this massive.
And the last stop at Dayton was just like a regular size box, so just another easy thing. So I could have just delivered that and been good and been back on the road. And that was the nice part is I don't mind the warehouse, but it's the same thing every day. And this was a nice part. You could get out and you're allowed to listen to your own podcast, music, whatever. And you're just on your own and you go back to the warehouse. So it's really different and nice. But then when I stopped to get gas, you have a company gas card that you use. And I was like, is there anything you need to know? And they're like, no, just put in this driver ID and they have to put your mileage. And I was like, all right, that sounds easy enough. And I did it, and every time I did, it said see cashier. And I was like, oh, God, something else happening. So I called her back, and she was like, yeah, just type that in, it'll work. And I didn't. It said see cashier. She's like, well, go inside. And so I went inside, and then he's like, yeah, man, you can't do those from the pump out there, which is every driver told me you can. And he's like, what you got to do is bring that in here, and then go pump your gas, and then come back in and get the card. No, this doesn't make any sense. I don't think that's right, but I didn't argue with him because I had no idea what was happening.
Oh, my God.
So I go out. I was almost empty, and it filled up at like $7. I know that can't be right. These things have humongous tanks. So you might see where this is going.
Driving a smart car?
And so I go back in, and he's like, all right, here you go. Wait. Oh, no, it actually is giving the same error. And I was like, oh, my God, I knew this. I knew that you could do it from the pump if it works. Something's up here. And then they called the dispatcher, and she was like, yeah, it should be working. And then it didn't work. And then they called customer support, and I guess it was registered to the driver before me. So it looked like I was like trying to steal it.
Oh.
And he quit at this point, so he's not even there anymore. So it looked extra sketchy. And then they finally got it figured out and just let it. They believed me, so they passed it through. But then, like I said, I spent $7 and filled up the tank, so I started getting a little worried. Right where I filled it up, it was a blue cap that said,
No.
You know?
I'm guessing like a reserve tank that you would turn on and switch over. Or I'm guessing, I don't know, tell me.
That's what I thought. I was like, shit, it's probably just a backup tank, which that wouldn't have been too bad.
Oh, no. Did you ruin a truck?
It said diesel fuel, so I was like, that has to be it. I didn't see anything else. But then as soon as I came back out when I didn't feel right, it says diesel fuel, but then right under it says no fuel.
No fuel? No diesel fuel?
Oh, shit.
Oh, Jesus, dude. This is like a movie.
So then I had to use my card. They're going to reimburse me, but I had to use my card to actually fill up the real tank, which was almost $70, which was a lot closer to making sense than $7. And then I called him. I was like, are you sure I should be I definitely put in the wrong tank, so is it okay to drive? And we just got to get this order going. And then I was driving for like 10 minutes.
Did they get sassy with you?
No, they were nice about it. She was her first time doing it too, so she was all panicked. So yeah, the dispatcher that was helping me, it was her first time. So she was all frazzled.
Did everybody just quit at once?
No, this is the first time they're doing it on Sundays. Normally it's only a weekday thing, and we're the only ones that are there on not just me and her, but nobody's done it is there on Sundays.
They're both just freaking out.
So I'm driving for like 10 minutes.
Blah, 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 blah.
It's driving fine, actually, but the tank I put in is like this far from the ground. So,
oh no.
I'm like, I feel like if I hit a bump, I'm just going to be dead and this whole thing's going to explode. But I was like trying to ignore it. I put music back on. I was trying to just act like I'm going to Dayton. Like 10 minutes into driving, she called, Case, we're going to need your pullover immediately.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, we just talked to the supervisor, and they don't want you driving the truck at all.
He's probably flipping out. He's probably freaking out.
And I was like, okay. So then I pulled over, and the tow truck driver came, and I was waiting. Well, actually, I pulled over, and I was at Culver's, luckily, but I was there for 2.5 hours waiting on him, and past the point of where everybody's supposed to go on at the warehouse. So then 2 people had to wait at the warehouse because of me, so we were there till hour and a half past work.
Oh, my
gosh. When the tow truck driver came, I was like, God, this guy's going to be such an asshole because I'm sure this is a really dumb mistake. You know how those kind of people are with, I was like, he's going to be fucking losing his mind. And walked over and you put in the blue tank? Yep. Shit, man, this happens all the time. And
really?
Yeah, he's super nice. And yeah, man, this one's for the exhaust. And then I already knew at this point, but he's like, over here's for the gas goes. But
exhaust.
Yeah, I guess just like a car has an exhaust, that's where the exhaust fuel would go. So I put diesel where the exhaust fuel would go.
What's the exhaust fuel?
I don't know. They have stuff at the warehouse for it.
It's a good thing this is a video game podcast and not an automobile podcast, because I'm clueless.
That's why I know a little about it. Yep. Uh-huh. So then I had about an hour and a half ride in the tow truck back with this guy.
Oh, no.
And he's actually super nice. And he's probably like 45, I would guess, but he's super into games and talked about games the whole time. And talked about how he had a gaming laptop with him. And he just talked about games almost the whole time. And then randomly throw in topics about the coronavirus and how he has a shitload of guns. And he's ready to do anything. And I was
ready to do anything.
I was like, what the fuck? And yeah, man, usually I carry a 45 right here. Okay. Not today, don't worry. No, what the fuck is that?
Why would I worry if he did, dude? What the hell?
But, yeah, so then we came back and they towed he dropped me off and then towed the truck, and they just swapped out for a new one. And my boss the next day, I was like, oh, he's going to be so pissed. And I talked to him, oh, it happens, don't worry about it. No, okay, I was just really worried because I really like driving, and I didn't want you to think that I was not paying attention or that it'll happen again or whatever. I know it happened now, so yeah, just mistakes happen, don't worry about it. No, okay.
I don't think it's your fault, man.
Yeah, he's like, I feel like we need to have a better line of before people go out, just things to help them and like a cheat sheet and stuff. So, yeah, I feel like he just kind of knew that. But I just couldn't believe when I saw the no fuel. I was like, God, can I rewind by 5 minutes? And like I said, I knew before that because the fact that it filled up at $7, I was like, something's up here. There's no way this thing took $7 to fill up.
Everybody's like, we need to get this order in. And you said you're pretending you're going to Dayton. Casey, pull over right now.
Yep. So, like I said, my work days usually, or work weeks, pretty just the same every time. But that was a little different. So, since there's nothing else going on, I thought I could at least share that for you.
I enjoyed that.
Okay. So we can move on to feedback and corrections. Do you have anything before I do?
No.
I
feel like we're getting it pretty ironed out.
Yeah. I do too. There's just some things, but one of them I feel like we both said we want to stay on track more. We like the nonsense like we just had, not that kind of stuff, but like more of a schedule kind of thing. Because I feel like we missed certain topics. Like last week we didn't even go over fake outrage. I was sad.
Oh yeah.
But like I said, that's something. If we don't have it, then we just won't do it certain weeks. But I still want to at least like try and go down a schedule and stay more on track. Because I feel like we go talking about games to talking about movies just all over the place when we have a general idea of what we want to do. So I feel like we want to get better at that. And then I know most people that watch this know the upload issues now and how inconsistent that has been. And I feel like we found the fix to it. And I hope we did. We'll figure out after this episode, and hopefully you're not seeing this in a week, and hopefully you're seeing it tomorrow. But hopefully that'll be good and be able to get them out on Fridays normally again now. The only other couple things there was, James said he had an honorable mention. I didn't see it on YouTube for his movies because he replied to his comment, so I didn't see it. But Dragon Age, he said that he would like that as a movie.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure I threw that in there.
Or a TV show.
Yeah. And then it is called The Lost Arcade. Remember we were debating about
Lost?
Yeah, so that's what I said initially, but you said you thought it was last, and I'm not correcting you. I was like, oh shit, maybe it is. Maybe I put that in there wrong. But I looked it up and it is The Lost Arcade. So I just thought I'd clarify that. And then what about news? I know you said you want to talk about GameStop.
Yeah, that's probably the only part of the news that's kind of going on. We got Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Two very different games. Couldn't be on the
I'm sure you've seen all the memes combining them, right? And how they're playing off each other and everything.
Yeah, I ended up buying awesome. That shirt.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. Did you see even the Animal Crossing developers are feeding into it, and they said they love it?
Really?
Yeah, they're making stuff themselves. So this is so great.
Well, GameStop's not doing well, and I think they're doing a lot worse than what we think because they can't even afford to close down. And I don't think it's their fault. With all the coronavirus stuff going on, everybody seems to have closed down except for GameStop. Do you think they'd be losing money?
Yeah.
By being open right now. Who's shopping at GameStop? I think it's probably for Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing. They wanted to get that in there. This is from GameStop's internal letter.
Oh, like Doom Eternal?
Sent to all users. So this is like someone from top that went to everybody. Due to the products we carry that enable and enhance our customers' experience in working from... That doesn't sound right. Due to the products we carry that enable and enhance our customers' experience in working from home. In working from home. Would you say it like that?
I think you would actually.
Really?
It does sound weird, though.
We believe GameStop is classified as an essential retail and therefore able to remain open during this time. We have received reports of local authorities visiting stores in an attempt to enforce closure despite our classification. Like how smug they are that they have that classification. Store managers are approved to provide the documents linked below to law enforcement as needed. So yeah, GameStop thinks they're an essential. And when that loophole's meant mainly for grocery stores.
Uh-huh.
Sure, some convenience stores are getting away with it, and restaurants. But I guess I could understand. I know why they're doing it. It's no one's going there because they're like, I'm working from home. I need to go to GameStop to buy these essential items. But IGN had posted on Twitter. GameStop retorted to the backlash of this and said that their essential items include webcams, microphones, mice, keyboard, monitors, chargers, audio equipment, and more. Who the hell's buying that from GameStop? Have you bought any of this stuff from GameStop before?
No. Well, I guess Mike's headsets, if that's what they're talking about, but I think they're talking about like this. And so, no, none of them. Yeah,
so clearly GameStop's not doing so hot, and they need to keep the doors open because they still have bills to pay. So it scares me even more for GameStop, and I think they're closer to death than last week that we talked about. And then GameStop also released specific actions we've taken include they had social distancing practices in our stores, such as allowing 10 customers in our stores at a given time. They're also keeping a 6-foot perimeter between customers, employees, and checkout lines. How do you do that?
I don't think you do.
Do you like when they come up to put their card in? Do the associates step back? They've reduced their hours, like we saw, except for today. They seem like they've been pretty open today for the releases. And then they did this weird thing where you could, I guess you call ahead and tell them, and they'll meet you at the door. What is that effect? I don't know. There's a few other things in here, like postponing customer electronic trade-ins, all midnight launch events. But I've seen they're releasing Animal Crossing and Doom early tonight. People are posting that GameStop's actually handing them out. But I also heard that it's revolting GameStop managers that are pissed. And I recommend anybody that's interested in GameStop or physical retail, follow the GameStop's Reddit. It's all managers at GameStop. There's a few on there that have posted there. They've posted some great stuff. They're a little dramatic. Guys, turn it down a notch. I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. You're not dying. These also, the way I look at it too is these same people will be complaining that they're not getting hours and not getting paid. But some people on there have quit. Managers have quit, walked out. I think it's just built on to that. I think they're pissed at GameStop in general. And I don't know. I think it's the end of GameStop.
I hope you're wrong, but yeah, that's a lot of bad signs. I saw with the midnight release, did you see they said that Doom was supposed. They actually said Doom should come out early. They were gonna do like a midnight release last night, and then Animal Crossing tonight. So that way to divide people up.
Oh.
Which that actually did make sense to me. I don't know how they got away with that because you're not allowed to put out games early. So I don't know if they agreed with Bethesda to do that or they just didn't care or how that worked.
Wondered how people were posting them yesterday.
Yeah, that's how. But I still, like I said, I don't know if that's just not true this whole time that you are allowed to do that, or maybe there was something in there, or maybe it's because of the circumstances are different. I don't know, but I thought that was interesting.
Do you know most physical media now is more people buy digital than physical?
Yeah,
that's scary for them.
Uh-huh.
It's the end, and the proof that they're willing to take the PR hits just to stay open, not good signs, man.
Yeah.
Did you feel like when you went to GameStop before this retail apocalypse, there was always people in there?
Yeah, I felt like there's a decent amount of people, but I feel like if you look most time, you don't see people buying stuff. It's like us, just people looking at stuff and, oh, look at this, but they usually don't have anything in their hands to actually buy.
Yeah. I don't think there's any way to save it, man. This has been the nail in the coffin. Telling managers to give law enforcement a piece of paper just so you could make a $60 sale that you're probably making $5 off of. They're really desperate. I don't know. And some of these melodramatic managers, I know they do a lot for the companies, and the companies slap them in the face all the time. Because I'm sure their headquarters are emptied right now.
Yeah. I guarantee it.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure they're still getting checks.
Uh-huh.
Hourly people aren't.
Yeah.
So who knows?
You know, it's not that it affects GameStop at all, but I was thinking it's weird how much something like the virus can flip something. Like you said, physical media is so opposite now. Everybody wants to order online or digitally and think that everything physical should be gone. But as soon as it's needed, then they all want it. Walmart can't stay stocked of anything. All the grocery stores are completely empty. So as bad as the economy it definitely is right now, and as much as things are struggling, I can't imagine how happy stores like Walmart and all these places that we're not doing as well, fucking skyrocketing right now.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's funny how fast people can change their minds. Obviously Amazon's still doing well. People ordering online, but all these people are, I'll never go to a store again. They just all swap that as soon as it's essential and they need it.
Most definitely. And it's kind of weird they're storing toilet paper. But I'd gone to Drug Mart with Peter, a good friend, and we were like, oh, let's see if they have toilet paper as a joke. And we're looking, and we couldn't find even where they put it. And then the lady at the pharmacy picks up the phone. She's just so done with this. No, we do not have toilet paper. No, we do not know when we're getting it. And then like the other associates are kind of laughing because it's all they've dealt with. It's just, toilet paper, really?
Yeah, it's
weird.
Not that I want to talk too long about it because I know we talked a long time last time, but obviously, like I said, it's the topic right now. There's not much else you get to talk about, unfortunately.
And if you go to the first week we talked about it, it was no big deal. And each week it's like, it's getting worse and worse. Next week we're just going to be dead.
I don't think I told you, but when I went to Walmart, they it was a few days ago, but they had a two limit on toilet paper, like everyone's doing now. But it was like a fucking zombie apocalypse. Everybody's running up and grabbing it and yanking at stuff. But the worst one I heard was this girl had toilet paper in her cart, and she passed by this other girl, and that girl told her friend, as soon as that bitch turns around, I'm taking that shit out of her cart. I was like, what the fuck
You heard this in person? What the fuck is happening?
So this is literally the zombie apocalypse. Like I said, obviously not for the as bad as it is, but how people are acting about it, which that's why if we actually have something that bad, I don't know what the fuck people are going to do. And I even get getting toilet paper because you do need it. I don't get fucking stockpiling it like people are doing, but I do get getting it. And, but I just don't get what people are doing, how their minds are working. And I really don't get how fucking people are going to ever ration things if it actually does come to that. If they think they need to have 40 toilet papers, I don't know what they're going to do when it's like actually limited on things.
I'm glad you said zombie apocalypse because somebody was taking audio from The Walking Dead of zombies rushing houses and stuff. You know how they sound. And they were putting it over clips of Costco delivering toilet paper.
Oh, I saw that.
Did you see it? It's so funny, dude. I was laughing so hard at it.
I had 2 great YouTube ideas. I don't want to do them, but if somebody was really skilled, I think it'd be very funny to go to these stores and act like these people are doing and stock up your carts and like be over dramatic, like just go down the aisle swiping stuff off, but for the dumbest shit, like go to a Matchbox aisle and just fucking flip all of them into your cart and throw them in and speed around. Just do this with all the dumbest shit you can.
I like how you went Matchbox and a Hot Wheel.
Yeah.
We're good. We're getting
I don't know why I did that. And then the other one I had was inspired by being very depressed. Ohio State doesn't get beat Michigan in hockey like they would have over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be very funny to do fake commentary and host your own games for these games that aren't happening. I think it'd be very funny to do that. Like either you could just do commentary or you could find really bad animation or real people to reenact these sports that aren't happening. I think it'd be very funny.
That'd be a good idea.
And Michigan would still lose. I feel like if I was a Michigan fan, it'd be kind of rooting for the virus right now because you can have an excuse when they lose in football again. But, well, yeah, it's a virus. You wouldn't have to have an excuse about the football.
For sure. It's weird.
Yeah, very weird.
You know, not to be cringe lord over here, but you know when the Joker talks about, I know people are making memes out of it and stuff, but it's so true. And he's like, it just takes one little thing to flip that switch.
Oh, yeah.
We're all animals.
No, that's one of the reasons I like that movie so much, because those movies are obviously have an amount of ridiculousness to them and over the top, but that movie did have a lot more grounded stuff or stuff you could relate to, or see, even if you don't relate, you could see how that could happen.
You know that famous scene where he sets all the money on fire?
Uh-huh.
You seen the memes where people switched it out for toilet paper?
No. I don't think I talked about it last week, and I've kind of been too scared to turn on the radio to see. What the hell is sports talk radio going to do?
You know, I was wondering that. I did it.
Oh, did you?
Trades.
Well, I guess, yeah, right now the NFL, they have that to work with, because I don't know if you've seen the offseason has been pretty fucking nuts already.
For sure. Weird
but,
stuff.
Yeah, before that, there was literally nothing, and then this one's going to last so long. What are they going to do? I
feel like someone paid Brady to move just so they had something to talk about.
ESPN and these channels are obviously slacking from it, but they can play old games. They can do whatever the hell they want. Radio, what are you going to do? You're going to play old Ohio State broadcast on there? How long are you just going to be able to bullshit around? I don't get it.
ESPN, too.
Yeah.
The hell they talk about? Some of those guys definitely need to spend some time alone and stop talking, so it's fine with me.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. On TV, they could literally just play old broadcasts as long as they want. It'd be boring, and that's what they have been doing. They've been playing classic games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but on the radio, what can you fill that with?
I don't even know. I'm trying to think. I don't even know.
Me either. Yeah. I'm not quizzing you. I literally don't fucking know. They already bullshit around enough when sports are going, kind of like podcasts. You just ramble about stuff. But now they have nothing in sports to talk about.
At all.
And you can only for so long be like, well, this sport's suspended because of virus, because they don't have any fucking updates till something updates. All you can do is just keep repeating it over and over.
Unless they went the historical route and just talked about famous people, like a 30 for 30, just with 2 guys. It's the only thing I could think you could do.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool, though. I'd listen to that. Do you think it's blown out of proportion?
Yeah, I definitely do. I was actually going to talk about, I feel like it's definitely blown out of proportion. I feel like the first couple episodes, I feel like we like to hype it up, and we go the opposite end of how people are, so we might seem like we don't care at all, and we're really over the top about how nothing can happen. It obviously can be serious, but to a very particular amount of people that will be affected by it, and not as bad as it is. And I was kind of thinking, I'm sure people are going to think I'm dumb for this, but it's true that for me, it's kind of like global warming. I don't believe in global warming, but I also am not one of those people that thinks it's not possible and takes a complete other stance that there's just no possibility of it happening. I feel like there is even a fair chance it's happening, But I feel like the people that talk about it ignore the fact that our planet has changed fucking
So you believe in global warming, not the cause of the global warming.
I don't believe in it. I think if it is happening though, I feel like it's very realistic that it could be happening, and just not even the cause. I don't think that's the argument. I feel like the effect is not what people think it'll be. I don't think it'll be life threatening or planet or like gonna change everybody's lives. I feel like the planet has changed thousands of times and everybody's ignoring it. I feel like they think the planet changes again, the world's over, but I feel like the planet is continually changing. So yeah, I think it's very possible maybe it is changing again, but I don't think that means that's the end of times if it ends up changing.
Yeah, I believe global warming is happening because we could see it like historical, like it's getting warmer. But I don't think it's caused by what. I mean, do you remember when we were kids? Al Gore was.
Oh yeah.
We thought the world would be over in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly they're already being incredibly dramatic about it, and it's not as quick as everyone says. Then they show you clips of dying polar bears, and you find out later this polar bear was like had issues. And if you look it up, the polar bear population's actually it's increasing.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't buy into a lot of the mainstream stuff because it's very biased.
Yeah, and that's pretty much how I feel too. Like I said, I don't even know if it is happening, but if it is, I feel like it's something that is going to happen no matter what we do. And also, it doesn't even mean it's necessarily a bad thing. The planet has changed so many times, and it's always changing. That doesn't mean that if it changes one more time, the world's over. And I just don't get where it got to that. And there is a lot of evidence of the temperature going up. I'm sure you've probably heard that there's plenty of, not just like crazy people, there's plenty of like high-name scientists that say there's evidence for global cooling as well. And that's, yeah, I feel like that's the reason, because the planet's always fucking changing.
It's climate change, just in general.
Yeah.
Both ways.
Yeah.
It's erratic weather, too. I kind of see that, too, the erratic weather. I don't remember winters being this weird.
Yeah. But, yeah, I feel like that might just sound like nonsense and not connected to this, but I feel like that's how it does, is that maybe, well, obviously with this, it definitely is happening. The virus, you can't really deny that. But it doesn't have to be exactly what you hear and so over the top about it. Like, yeah. I don't feel like it's just going to be the end of our world because of this.
And then you get this is going to be really biased, but you have the people being like, well, China should be, people are getting pissed that they're blaming China for this and calling people racist. I'm seeing on social media. It's like, no, it's because of China. That's why, what's happening here. And I think they should pay for the damage it's done to the world economy. Like, it's going to kill Italy. We might be in a recession, and you're telling me China is not responsible for this? You guys just constantly appease the communist country?
No, I'm with you. I don't like Donald Trump. I know that's where it started with him saying the Chinese virus, which I hate him, but that was hilarious. But
you're talking about the reporter's like, why are you doing that? And he's like, because it's from China.
Oh no, he tweeted the Chinese virus. You didn't see that?
I saw that. Did you see the lady's response?
Oh no.
The reporter was like, why are you calling it the Chinese virus? It's kind of racist. It's from China. It's from China.
Yeah, so now I know it's a whole political thing. That's why I hate that everything stands like this, because then you have to be on his side or you're against him. I hate him, but I said the same thing before he tweeted that. It's fucking obvious. It's from China, and whoever ate the bat to begin with I hope they died from it, but if they don't, then they should be in jail immediately. And
I heard too that it's actually not a bat. It was like some weird armadillo creature.
I keep hearing different things, but the thing that I see the most from like trustworthy outlets say it was a bat. So I feel like people are just trying to come up with shit now.
Oh my god, dude!
Because I've heard a lot of shit, but the ones that have been consistent with like known websites or papers or whatever have been about a bat, not all these crazy things. Well, bat is crazy, but
have you seen the clips of the supposed meat market that it started in?
No.
I don't know if it's really the meat market because I'm getting it from conservative outlets. So who knows where these clips are from? But they have like chopped up pythons, just all kinds of weird animals, rats on sticks. Then they get to a dog section. They have all these dogs penned up. Then they're like literally just burning dogs, on fire and cooking them, eating them. It's time to say China. It's time to catch up with like the FDA, and it's time to get some standards. And then the liberals need to stop standing up for a government that's repeatedly not only attacked our economy, but also has so many human rights issues. And there's a really big rumor I recommend people look into in this Alex Jones shit. They're selling human organs, and they're killing the Muslim population in China and have them in massive prisons. So if you want to defend that kind of government, then go ahead. It's not an attack of the Chinese people; it's an attack of their government that they've been brainwashed into supporting.
Yeah, that's another thing that I feel like the conversation's getting skewed now because Donald Trump tweeted that, so it's one side or the other. But because people are saying how that's racist to say that, and I feel like maybe part of him knew what he was doing and wanted a reaction. I think that's definitely possible.
Oh yeah, dude.
I feel like sensibly you could obviously blame China and talk about that, and also I feel like people are ignoring the fact that it wasn't just the idiot who ate the bat or the armadillo or whatever it was. That it's been proven again by, if you look at top websites and papers, that the Chinese government was hiding this for months and months and could have been stopped before it even got out of China, but they hid it and did some terrible shit to keep it.
Did you see the dark web stuff?
Yeah.
The doctors like a year ago were on there like, guys, listen, this is happening. And then that poor doctor dies. If you guys want to sit around and pat communists on the back and go, it's okay, guys, we want socialism too, then go ahead and do it. That's fine.
And another thing I don't like about how you're not allowed to, like I said, I'm sure he was trying to get a reaction, but that you're not allowed to talk about it being from China.
Yeah.
Is that if it spawned from America, everyone would have no issue saying that, and not other countries. Americans would be all over blaming Americans, talking about how we're disgusting and we don't care about other people and don't care about countries, and they'd be the first ones to blame them.
And did you see Donald Trump did admit that he was doing it to attack China?
No.
He said it was in response to them trying to blame it on American soldiers, the breakout.
Uh-huh.
It's clearly that's why he did it, was to attack China. And he admitted it. He was like, yeah, because they said it was American soldiers, so I'm going to call it the Chinese virus. He's such a professional troll, man.
I think I said this the first time, but I saw Andrew Yang said pretty much the same thing I did, and I told you he was one of the reasonable people that I could have maybe voted for. He tweeted and said it was actually right at the beginning. I'm surprised he would say it, being liberal, but like I said, that's what I like about him. He doesn't just go on the same points over and over. Like I'm sure did you hear him talk about Joe Biden? I mean, he endorsed him, but he went real hard about how he better not be the same, and if he thinks he can just be like that, he's not going to get all these voters he thinks he's going to get, and that if
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, you'll have to look it up. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he wasn't just like, yeah, he's a great guy. He went, I'm endorsing him, but he needs to understand these things, and went on and on about what he better do if he wants to be president. But he tweeted, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he essentially said that the reaction to the pandemic is going to be way worse, and the damage from it is going to be way worse than the pandemic itself. And I was like, wow, somebody that's high name, and that's kind of wish why we could have voted for him.
Yeah.
Or had the chance to. Doesn't just feel like he has to stick to one side and just say whatever.
100%, man. I liked him on the Joe Rogan podcast, too, and he's got a lot of good points.
Yeah.
I wonder how he's feeling now that Trump kind of stole his idea about the $1,000 a month.
Oh, he keeps tweeting about it all the time. He was tweeting before Donald Trump even did about how wouldn't it be great to have that right now. I can't remember, though. I feel like his main thing wasn't that going to come from the economy, though, is how it's going to fuel it. Because if that's the case, so. I feel like that would fall apart real fast and do more damage.
Yeah.
So, but I couldn't remember, so I didn't want to say that for sure.
Did you see Bernie Sanders what am I trying to say here? Tried to outdo everybody else.
No. Oh, with the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just doubled it. 2,000.
Yeah, that's probably just to get attention on fucking how bad he's doing right now. I'm sure he saw.
Yeah.
He got destroyed over the last states that were up. I don't think he won one of them, and he's just a matter of time till he's done. And if Ohio got to vote, which we didn't, I'm sure that would have been over with.
Yeah.
Which we can jump off of this after we talk about this. But did you see they did try and let it be so you could vote on the 17th?
Then the governor made a lawsuit?
Yeah, well, he tried to pass it, and then, which, like I said, I don't agree with a lot of stuff he done, but at least he stayed consistent, because I told you I had a feeling they're going to be like, well, everything's unsafe, but you're perfectly safe to vote. There's nothing wrong with that, even though you're all going to be touching the same device and be like this in line for hours. So he at least was consistent. Well, mostly consistent. I don't know why the fuck daycares are allowed to be open where there's germ-ridden and kids all over, why those are allowed to stay open if everything else.
Yeah.
But, and people are, well, they have to because people have jobs, and most people aren't working jobs, and I don't really get how all this connects and makes any sense. But he has stayed at least mostly consistent and said that. But the judge, I don't know if you saw, he denied the request.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so then everybody's all right, we can vote. And I was like, all right, well, I'll go vote then, because I told you I wasn't worried about it. But then 10 minutes after he denied it, the doctor that's been putting out all these statements with the governor said that it was a health emergency. So they were going to use that to be able to cancel the election.
Oh, wow.
Or postpone it. So now it's set June 2nd. So they just found a workaround, even though the judge said that they couldn't do it. But our awesome mayor did exactly what I thought the governor would have done, which our mayor's fucking terrible. He said, literally, it was, I wish I could pull it up, but it was like, I wrote it ironically. He said that everybody should go out and vote and it's perfectly safe and they have nothing to worry about, even though he's been on board with the governor through everything else. So he's right in line with talking about everything's unsafe and you shouldn't be out, but voting was okay somehow. Somehow it just all isn't affected by that. I guess the virus is scared of the polls. It won't affect you there.
Sorry, this is the last thing, and then we could change it.
Oh, no, you're good.
Why is this different from swine flu? Why is this different from SARS or Ebola? Is it because it's so easily transmittable, or what's changed? And why is everybody drinking the Kool-Aid? Because every time I talk to somebody, I'm like, that's closed down? Like, yeah, it's a good thing. I mean, like, it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's funny
really
you said
good they
that.
did that.
I know you said it just because you're reading, but if I hear social distancing one more time, I'm going to have to fucking diss myself from that person forever. I was like, what? I don't know what the hell this is. I know what it is, but I'm saying, what the fuck?
Who's doing that? It's weird, man. This is one of my coworkers, he was like in his 70s or whatever. He's retired, and this is his second job. After he retired, he's lived in Columbus his whole life, so since the 50s or whatever, that math, I don't know. I was like, have you ever seen anything like this, man? No. And he's like, this is going to change the world. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, think about, it's going to be like 9/11, time before 9/11 and time after 9/11. It's going to change things and make us think differently about everything. And he's right, because it made me paranoid. Like, grocery stores won't always be stocked. It's just weird. It's just throwing a wrench into society.
Oh, no, I'm with you. That's what I said last time. That's why, I don't know if I said well or not, but like, what does all this mean? I know I was mostly talking about sports and stuff, but all businesses, what happens after this? Because everything's different. And also, how many of them are able to operate after this? Or like these theaters, or half of them going to have to close down, even if they don't completely close their businesses. And
yeah,
all these small businesses, are they done for? And another thing I'm wondering, when all these places are closed right now, are they still allowed to have a certain amount of people in there upkeeping and getting rid of all the old food? And or are we just going to go in these theaters and eat expired food for the next, when they open up in 3 months?
Dude, I never thought about that.
Or is just all that going to be wasted, and does insurance cover that? That's one, I just don't know how any of this works.
And nursing homes, it makes sense. Nursing homes should be on shutdown.
Yeah.
And if you're over a certain age, yeah, all that shit. But the youngest person to die was 51. Had a bunch of health problems too. So I don't get it, man.
Did you see they also said how animals can't get it, but did you see that they said they can now because a 17-year-old Pomeranian died from it How the fuck do you understand it was lucky to be alive at 17? How the fuck do you know I died from the virus? And that was,
oh, Jesus.
God, I can't remember the website. It's a top British website, though. So it's not like clickbait or anything, or it shouldn't be at least. But I was like, there's no fucking way you can tell me that you know that was from coronavirus when he was 17 years old.
That Pomeranian could have tripped on something and died. The fuck?
But, yeah, I definitely thought about that. It's definitely going to be different, not being crazy about like this, being like, oh, this is the worst thing we've ever seen, but just with how they reacted to this, it has to be different afterwards. Like, all the businesses, sports, education, all of it has to take some effect or have some repercussion from this.
I'm predicting a lot of government bailouts, too.
Yeah.
I know it's already happening, but I could see a lot more.
And I really, like I said, I'm just wondering if nobody's allowed in these buildings, if we're just going to go back to a ton of shit that's falling apart and rotten and stuff. Because I know that's, even if it's 3 months, that doesn't seem like very long, but I'm sure you've seen videos and stuff when they talk about people not being around, how much stuff degrades, how fast it goes away, because there's literally no upkeep and no people moving on it and no light or anything.
Yeah. I know our building integral people are allowed there, like janitorial, us, IT people.
Yeah. Yeah, I would hope so, because like I said, I can't imagine what we're going to go back to in all these places, and if you're going to have to worry what you're putting in your mouth every time or what's happening.
Dan Bell brought up a good point, too. This could be the end for a lot of businesses. I know you just said that, too.
Yeah.
A lot of these malls that have closed down, this could be an excuse for them to not open back up. And
yeah, that's...
they'd be like, probably fingers crossed, maybe insurance will pay for everything. And that'd be our way out of these sinking ships.
That's, I don't think theaters are going to completely close or anything, but that's what I was wondering with that, too. I could definitely see them closing a good portion of them to be like, well, these ones weren't operating that well anyway, so now we can have a valid excuse to just bail out of these ones and concise and...
Maybe the government will give them some money, too.
Yeah.
Insurance companies.
All right, well, we can jump off of that and talk about the only other news I saw, which a little more lighthearted. Did you see they're making Mario Legos?
Like Lego sets or?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure you wouldn't be on board, but I would actually be more for a Lego Mario game. I think that'd be fucking awesome. But I do feel like Lego Mario makes a lot of sense. I can't believe that just seems like such a natural fit that I can't believe that it hasn't happened yet. But
a lot of toy sets too.
Yeah. I guess it was rumored that it was going to happen with the Direct, but then the Direct got canceled, so they put out a trailer about Mario Legos. But I thought that was cool.
That is cool, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool to have a Lego set starting, now, because I feel like you buy Lego sets, my OCD is like, you missed all those other ones.
Yeah. And the only other thing, I haven't actually watched myself, so I don't know how much we should talk about. Did you watch the PS5 reveal?
I saw the highlights. I didn't watch it, though.
Yeah, I've seen some of the stats and stuff. I want to watch the whole video. I know people are mocking it and talking about how boring it was, but I love that kind of stuff, so I want to see what it was like. Do you have anything to add to it since you saw some stuff?
I'm a little biased because I'm in the retro market or the retro world on Facebook, a lot of Facebook groups. So everyone's really pissed off about the backwards capability wasn't happening the rumors said they were. Which, I mean, some of these people thought the rumors were PSP games are going to work on this thing and PS1 games, and it's not happening. So I don't think all the PS4 games work on it.
No, yeah, they said the top 100 mostly the top 100 PS4 games will work. I was like,
the most Sony thing ever.
Yeah, I was like, that somehow, it does sound like the most Sony thing ever, but somehow it sounds more like Nintendo than Sony, even though it's Sony.
Yeah, I could see. Nintendo just would be like, no, you buy all new.
We'll
We'll sell them now.
Oh, man. Any gaming pickups for you guy?
Just shelves.
Just shelves.
That's what I'm going to leave here. I'm going to go put up more shelves.
I gotcha.
I got enough shelves to hold like 1,500 games.
Nice.
And I'm thinking that that's going to be already full. So, already running out of space.
That's great.
Got a bunch of floating shelves too.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I gotcha.
Maybe we'll do a room tour or something.
Okay. We can put it on the channel.
That's right.
So I finally got the order to go through for Unlocked the World of Games Revealed. I never remember that title, that documentary I was talking about the guy who made the video games documentary on Netflix. Remember?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I finally got that order to go through. So
Is
that's
it physical?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
And obviously that's a Blu-ray, not a game, but I feel like it's enough game that I should put it in there. So that's on the way. So I'm excited about that. And yeah, it's $20, free shipping, and Blu-ray, and comes with like a collectible book and a bunch of other collectible stuff. So that's a fucking steal. And I'd like to support somebody like that anyways.
No, 100%. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That reminds me, I do have a pickup for you.
Uh-huh.
It includes you. I think if it works out, if it works how they sent it, because I feel like you're the only other person I know that would actually want this. For like a Corona thing, they're probably just trying to clear out some backstock. The guy that made the Tommy Why show, the video game show that Machinima published, he made a Blu-ray collection, and I think Machinima canceled it before he finished, because I think if I read it correctly, the Blu-ray will include 10 lost episodes that he'd already filmed and never got to show, and some extra bonus stuff. I think if I read it correctly, I'm not sure. He had a sale where you buy the Blu-ray for $10, which is already crazy cheap. He's gonna throw in an extra one. So if it actually shows up with 2, like I'm hoping it will.
No, I definitely take that if you're okay with that.
Fucking $5 for that masterpiece, and it's a video game related, so
yeah,
it's gonna be really cool. It's early in, so I'm really excited for that. I think it comes tomorrow, so we'll find out tomorrow.
Didn't get delayed with all this nonsense.
No, that's why the sale. Did I tell you that? That's why there was a sale.
Oh, because of that.
Because of the Corona.
The only other thing I picked up was I pre-ordered Animal Crossing at Best Buy because you got a bell bag with it for Danielle. But as you heard, she just went up to Sarah's buy digitally, so I hope she can't find it. I was lying about it going up at midnight.
Oh, really?
But I couldn't really, after she got it, I was like, if she gets it, I'm sure she'd still like to have physical and have it both. But
yeah,
I was trying to talk her out of it, and to the point where I had to lie that it doesn't go up at midnight.
So
and she kept looking at stuff. Are you sure? Everybody's talking about how they can't wait to play it. And I was like, well, I just kept making stuff up. I was like, oh man, but I didn't want to just completely ruin it.
Are you giving it to her tomorrow?
Yeah, I was gonna try and get it tomorrow morning. Yeah, well, I was gonna try and have it here tomorrow morning because I bought it pre-order from Best Buy, and as of now they're still open, so I can go pick it up.
They have integral webcams and microphones. Well, back to GameStop. I see these other stores are open just fine.
Yeah.
Why can't GameStop be open?
Yeah.
It's because they're a fun target to jab at for something. They've been that way for years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I actually assume Best Buy would be closed because it doesn't have groceries or anything. But maybe if you look in their website, maybe it's because they sell Sour Patch Kids and stuff at the aisles. So people might need them. They actually would, I guess, have a more valid excuse. I was being obviously an idiot, but they do sell like refrigerators and shit, so they maybe I could get around with that.
And I hope they do.
Yeah. And every time you say integral, I keep thinking you're quoting South Park, the integrity thing that I told you about.
Integrity.
Every time.
Integrity Farms.
Have you been able to play anything, Guy?
No, man.
No.
Still setting stuff up. I play Zuba a lot on my phone. And Call of Duty, I've become such a normie for the games. But once everything's set up, man, I'll get back in the groove.
Yeah. It's weird because I've been playing so much more. Not to get back into this stupid virus, so I'll just feed into this so I can talk about it. It's weird. On one hand, I feel like all of us, these kind of people, always imagine the apocalypse and not hope for it, but always curious what it'd be like. That'd be cool. And not that it's happening, because I don't think it's the end of the world, but how people are acting is definitely that. It is very anticlimactic and not cool, and not like the movies or games showed.
I'm sure you've seen the memes.
I've seen some of them, yeah. Oh, you mean like what they thought it'd be? Yeah. I was already thinking, not to be a hipster, but I was thinking about it before, because I always imagine what that'd be like. Not that I want it to happen, but always curious. And yeah, it's really a fucking big letdown. But I think part of the reason is because this is not the apocalypse, and that's why it's not happening.
It's a really big letdown.
But
we're not eating our dogs yet. This sucks.
I keep telling Danielle I'm gonna eat Buckeye, but she's not okay with it.
It's like a snack.
But the one cool thing out of it is, which also sounds weird, I feel like I am still in work. was going to say unfortunately, but it's fortunate if I'm still getting paid, because if I get out of work and I'm not getting paid, it's going to be real bad. But as long as that's happening, I feel like it's actually allowed me to play a lot more games with the schedule I have right now. And it's kind of weird. It kind of makes me feel more like a little kid again, because a lot of the people can play with me now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of reminds me of like the early live days and being able to jump on with people. And that's why I was going to get into some of the games I'm playing, that some of these games might not be as fun, but I think it's bringing back those times and reminding me of just playing games, because even, not that we've been doing this long, but even at the beginning of it, we were just talking about like how games are almost like a struggle now. And I told you it's not because I don't like games or they're not fun. I want to get back to that, and I feel like that's actually somehow with this nonsense kind of helping it, which is weird, but an upside of it.
I can see that.
Yeah. Oh, there was something else I wanted to say with it. I can't remember now.
Can I do something weird here?
Yeah.
I have bathroom emergency. Bathroom. So if we wave our hands here, we could just jump back.
Okay.
Does that work for you, buddy?
And we're back. So, where I was at. I was saying that,
Can I just say I feel way better? I was sitting over here sweating, just like, this is going to end soon. My stomach's I'm like gripping the side of the table, like, yeah, video games, coronavirus. Oh, I just feel so much better. Just relief. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. It actually gave me time to think about a couple things that, like I said, I hope we can get better at organizing, but I know I'm going to forget shit. So, before I continue about the games, the virus, I know we said we wouldn't talk about much when we were doing that, but also I feel like it's impossible not because it's that serious, but like I said, that's why I don't have anything on what I've been up to, because you're not allowed to fucking do anything. You don't have much choice. You can play games, watch movies, but like any activity, any sports, concerts, entertainment you like to do, you can't do. So, but something I've been thinking about that I think is going to be interesting, obviously this would be very depressing, but interesting, is what do you think after this is over and they look at numbers, the spike in breakups and divorces, how high do you think it's going to be? Because all these people are going to be quarantined with each other and just surrounded by the same people over and over. Or even if not relationships, people leaving apartments or like roommates. I feel like it's going to be so much higher.
Or in 9 months, how many babies are going to be born?
Yeah, that too maybe. But then how many people will be divorced from that before they get to that point? I feel like the apocalypse was always supposed to make it so these things did come closer, and that's why I feel like actually if you have a good relationship, things are going well, it can be better. Like, I'm looking forward to me and Danielle having more time and being able to do dumb shit, even though we can't do the lot of fun activities we do normally would. We can still do stuff like games, all this kind of stuff, especially if not that I want it to happen, but if I don't have a job, it's going to be like fucking being a kid again, just having free time to, obviously going to have to worry over your head about the stuff you didn't as a kid, but as far as the entertainment, that'll be, I don't know, it's just all weird to think about, and even more depressing and dark, but like the spike in suicides, or
oh man,
because the people are lonely, are just going to be more lonely and contained and not be able to do anything. I feel like there's going to have to be increase on some of this stuff.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't think about that one. I think for me, being a homebody, been really exciting, but I know both of Renee and my girlfriend and my jobs are, if the buildings are on fire, they're still going to want us to be there, so I'm not concerned about that. But I am enjoying the no traffic, dude.
Oh yeah, that part's definitely nice.
That's been cool.
Yeah.
I hope that keeps up. Did you see in Italy how much the waters, they're
the dolphins? I didn't know if that was real or not.
I don't know if it's real or not either, but I saw that the water's clear now.
Yeah.
And that wildlife's coming back for the first time in 80 years.
Yeah.
It just makes you realize that humans are a little We are encroaching, whatever that word is, on other things. So all that stuff weird to think about, man.
Yeah, that's why, even though humans can do that, they can also definitely upkeep things. That's why I wonder with like businesses and stuff how different that'll look if they're not actually maintaining it, because it can also have the opposite effect too. And one I didn't think about, I saw somebody else post about it, but how many people are just gonna have fucking terrible hairdos for like the next however long this lasts? Especially because so many people will still not do their own hair because they're like, well, I'm not gonna do my own hair and just fucking let it grow out and look crazy. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be like apocalypse without the actual apocalypse part, just the reaction. But to segue that into the games naturally, right? Also, they should be playing Creed. I feel like 24/7, the 6 Feet song. Since supposed to say 6 feet apart from everybody, I feel like that's a real missed opportunity. No, the good Creed.
The good Creed. Yeah, that's the one everyone says.
I was even thinking that at work today, and then they played Creed, but not the right song. That's sad. But to segue that naturally into the games I've been playing.
Do you remember that music video? Can we talk about the music video?
It's fucking awesome.
It's terrible.
All of theirs are so good.
God, and I felt like that music video was everywhere.
It's fucking awesome.
Terrible.
Awesome.
I can hear it in my head right now. It's like 2000. I'm in a store with my parents. All the TVs just playing. Just him at the edge of the cliff.
See, that's why we need to have it playing all the times. Give everybody a reminder how far. But I've been playing some Lost Via Domos. And that's actually another correction I looked up. I thought it was Spanish, Via Domos. It's Latin for The Way Home. But that game, it's definitely a mixture of what I thought. It's definitely, you can tell they didn't get, it's not, I guess I should say it's low budget, but it's weird because Ubisoft published it, which I did not remember, and ABC helped make it, so they had some of the writers of Lost. So I feel like Lost is a fucking perfect idea for a game, and there is a lot of cool things in there. But I can't remember I didn't see who developed it. Either had to be a no-name or they didn't give much to work with, because there's something missing there in between all of it. I haven't beaten it yet, and I'll wait to do full impression then. But there's cool ideas, but there's a lot missing. Parts that you think shouldn't be missing for a game like that, especially have writers of Lost and ABC helping it, and somebody like Ubisoft. Most of the characters aren't the voice actors or the actors from the show voicing it. Only 4 of them are. And then the rest, they get people that try and sound like them, and a couple of them aren't bad. But some of them, it's almost worth playing. It's so bad. Like the guy that plays Locke, the first time you see him, he's standing in between, those like bamboo fences that they find that they hide from the black smoke. You remember those? It's like a wall of bamboo they jump in.
I don't remember.
Well, it's just like a tree, but it's hollowed out, so that way they can get inside of it.
Yeah.
And the first time you see Locke, he's just sitting in the wood inside one of those, and you walk through wood. Hey, son, over here. I'm in the bamboo. And you look over, and there's just this creepy bald guy standing there, just dead eye. He's not even actually looking at you. He's just still staring off in the side. Son, over here, son. And he's not even talking to the character son. He's just calling this guy son.
What?
And
did they get him? Did he do the voice?
No, there's only, like I said, 4 that have it, but he's not one of them. Damn. And yeah, some of them aren't bad. That kind of sounds like it, but there's others that are just so fucking bad that it's enjoyable, but also sad because, like I said, Lost is a perfect setup for a game and deserves a lot better. But there is some interesting things to it, and like I said, it's the writers of Lost, so without spoiling anything, they try and write a different story, and the character you play wasn't actually on the show, but they write him into it like he was, so he's part of the plane that crashed, but then it's a different story that's going along. So all the other people are still the same, but this guy's different. He's a new character that you're playing. And then it has like some of the mystery of trying to figure out what happened. But the gameplay is a little janky. And they try and rush. You shouldn't even play it till we watch way later in the seasons. It's only 6 episodes is what they call in the game, which that part's really cool. They do like the Lost symbol, and they do like previously on Lost. So that part's really well done. But they try and rush like probably, I would guess, 4 to 5 seasons into one game. So, without spoiling anything for you, an example, like, you know how big of a deal the hatch was and all the drama that went into that and fucking waiting to see what happened. You don't even actually see the hatch until it's already open, and Kate's like, yeah, they blew open the hatch. And then that's the whole delivery. Yeah, they want to know what was inside of it, so they blew it up. What the fuck? How the writers are lost. I don't know if they didn't have much say or what, because I don't think they would be okay with this. And you don't see Charlie till episode 4, and you know how big of a character he is, and that might not sound much for episode 4, but there's only 2 episodes left after that.
Yeah.
And the first time you see him, you go up to him and talk to him on the beach, and he's like, oh, nice for you to finally introduce yourself. And you're not able, you don't even see him to that point. How the fuck was I supposed to introduce myself? You weren't here. So I feel like there's something missing there. I don't know if a lot got cut, and that's why those things don't add up or what, but.
So it just follows the show verbatim?
No, it does, but then it has a different storyline with this guy that wasn't on the plane, and that's what kind of makes it interesting. I still actually haven't beaten it, even for the first time I had. That's why I wanted to get it again. So I'll see once it ends, if it ends up connecting to the end of the show or what happens. But I feel like it came out during the show, so I don't think it could do that. So I feel like it has to have a different ending. But I played some Halo Master Chief Collection, as always. I actually played a good amount of Call of Duty Warzone. You know, I'm not the biggest Call of Duty guy. Like I said, part of it might be that I was playing with people. But I played last night probably like 5 hours straight. Mm-hmm. And it was a shitload of fun. I played with a couple people from work, and we actually didn't do bad. We finished as high as 6, and that was the first time I ever played last night. But we only had 2 bad rounds where we did and exited real early. And I knew you said you weren't crazy about it, and I said I want to play it more, maybe on my own, to see how much that affected my opinion, because you know how something like that can change your whole view on something if you're having fun with people. But I actually thought it was a lot of fun. I thought what do they call it, the gulag, I thought that was a really cool idea. I know you said you disliked that because you could just continually come back. But I guess there's a cutoff point. I don't know what it is, but like if you make the top 50 or whatever, that stops happening.
Oh, really? What is that, buddy?
That was Bigsby.
Oh, God, excellent. I turned that off.
Yeah, I should. I never use it. But yeah, I was really liking it. We'll see, though, if I play more.
Xbox?
Yeah, but do you know that game? I knew it was crossplay, but I thought it was just PC. Do you know it's everything? So they had PS4. Yeah, they had PS4. I had Xbox. We were doing full party chat. Oh, this is so cool.
Party chat too. Wow.
Yeah, it didn't sound like muffled or echoey, or it would just sound like they were on Xbox. You couldn't tell the difference. Wow. But the weird part is that I've been, wait, how do you pick this up now? Triangle. No, what? I was like, oh shit. It was like they were fucking with me, but I was like, oh, this is so weird. And then I finally started Fallout 76 with James, and I can't really judge it yet. Either way, we only played like an hour and a half. And, it's fucking nothing in a game like that, especially the first half hour is creating all of it and like the character and everything. But it's interesting. We had fun doing it, but I can't really judge the game yet based off of that little bit. I feel like that's it for me, though.
You have been busy.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it's weird how it's kind of working in my advantage, which sounds odd with some of the things that are happening, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I kind of hope we do on a full quarantine and have to sit at home. It'd be fun, man. I like being a homebody, sitting at home. That's right up my alley, so it's fine with me. Some people are like, God, I gotta get out of my house. Oh, dude.
You know, that's kind of how I am, and I hate not having any of these activities, and it's so weird at work. Like, what do we talk about? Because we always just ramble about sports and all this stuff, and there's nothing to talk about. Just stare at somebody. But even though I am like that, it is kind of, I think that's why games are helping, because it is kind of just something is there, and that I never disliked, so it's kind of forced me to do it, but not in a bad way, because all the other stuff I like doing distracts me from not being able to play games, so it kind of forced me to do more stuff like that, which is definitely nice. So the free games. Oh God, what is it? Shantae? Did I say it right?
Yeah, Shantae.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha. Is available till April 15th. You got Batman: The Enemy Within.
This is Xbox?
Yeah, I thought I said that already. See, I'm losing it. Available till March 31st, and Sonic Generations March 31st on the 360. And then PlayStation Plus, you got Shadow of the Colossus, Sonic Forces, and then Predator Hunting Grounds doesn't actually start till the 27th, but that will probably be the next episode we put out. Will go out on that day. So I thought I'd say that now because it's only available 27th to the 29th, because like a beta essentially. But I'm super excited for that. And do you have Plus? I can't remember. I know I've asked you.
I've had a Plus card for like 2 years.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Wait to use, so I'm ready to use it, and I'm glad you brought that up because I almost forgot to bring that up. I'm very excited for that. And
Me too.
I'm gonna use my PS card to do that.
Yeah. If everything goes right with this, we'll put an episode out on the 27th. But I thought might as well talk about it now to give a heads up. They don't even let you download it yet, which is unfortunate. It'd be nice if you could preload it. But yeah, I'm super excited for that. You know how much we liked fucking Friday 13th.
So funny you brought that up too, because I wanted to bring that up as well, because I work nights, so I slept today.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me why I had a dream about that game. I think it's because I was thinking about Predator so much.
Uh-huh.
That's why it's went mind fresh. Scariest dream in the world. It's the most realistic Michael Myers thing ever. And it's me running from him, and then he finally killed me after like chopping off one of my arms and got my head. But it must have been like a sequel or something to it, because if you die, then you help Michael. This whole dream I had was really scary.
So, oh no, go ahead.
And then I must have got to the end of the game because credits started rolling on the game. But it was like VR, Michael Myers, and
It's interesting you keep saying that. So, is this like a crossover or something?
oh, see, I knew it. I was
trying to smirk.
God damn it.
No, I even, that's why when I went to say Friday 13th, I waited so long. I was like, shit, what is it? Because I always mix them up. So I just thought it was funny I could be an asshole.
Not Halloween.
That'd be a cool idea too, though. I wouldn't be against that. But yeah, Friday 13th, we both loved. And
clearly, I'm a huge fan, obviously.
I feel like the one downside was obviously it was their first game and then all the licensing issues. So I feel like a lot of that should be worked out with this. And like I said a couple episodes ago, I feel like it'll help that right now, at least it's exclusive, so I don't have to worry about one platform instead of 5 different ones I've already had it on before. And I fucking love Predator to begin with. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Something I worry about, do you think weapons are going to be like they were in Friday the 13th? Almost useless.
Oh, you mean for like the humans? They might. I was going to say I don't think so, but the Predators are so overpowered in the movies that I feel like they want to make that true to life.
And is this the Predator 1 or Predator 2? Like, are we like...
I'm not sure what they're basing that off of.
Oh, I would love to be Jesse, the body.
They might do like Friday the 13th where they combine all of them. Like I have, you can pick characters from all the different Friday the 13th. Yeah.
I'm excited.
I am too, especially. I would have been even okay buying that since I like Friday the 13th so much, but the fact that we can get it free to try out makes it that much easier. All right. Well, do you have any fake outrage for us, sir?
No, man. I'm so bad at that. I'm trying to think of it. Because it just end up happening. Is it just really just something real? Yeah.
No, like I said, we don't have to do it every week, and I just want to try and make sure we address it. But if we don't, I don't want to force it. But also, if you think it's a bad idea or just don't want to continue, we don't have to. But because mine was oh,
he's moving the mic closer.
Yeah, it kind of hit close to home with all the virus stuff going on.
Stop it. It hit close to home.
Yeah, I know. Probably poor choice of words. I'm sorry. But so I was at work the other day.
Should we start playing music right now?
No, it'd be too hard for me. And which is already, I'm at work during the apocalypse is already a bit much. But then over the loudspeaker, they started playing Work From Home by Fifth Harmony, if you know that jam.
I know Fifth Harmony, but I don't know that.
You would know if you heard it. You would hate it. But it really rubbed me the wrong way, man. Like, I'm already at work when clearly everybody should be at home. This is world-ending disaster. And they play a song called Work From Home, which most people get to do while I'm there slaving away and working these hard hours and catching all these viruses just to give people some HVAC unit parts and some plumbing supplies. That's worth risking my life.
Thank you for your service.
And then it got 10 times worse. This is like double fake outrage to make up for last week. Because then I got home and I searched Work From Home by Fifth Harmony. And I figured out they're not talking about that at all. They're talking about banging guys at the house.
Really?
Yeah, I knew that already. They're just totally talking about banging dudes.
Are you serious? I thought they were kind of a clean band.
No, no. A lot of little girls do like them, but they were never. Yeah, they were pretty upfront about. Like, if you see their concerts, they're pretty dirty.
This must have been early on Fifth Harmony because I didn't know they were a thing. There was a girl that liked your pop bands. She had autism in my school, and this was like 12 years ago maybe, and she loved them and would go to meet and greets and meet them all the time. So in her bands she liked were like One Direction and all that stuff. So I was like Jonas Brothers. So I was like, that's probably a really clean band. You just blew my mind there. I thought they were like super squeaky clean.
I feel like their style is like that as far as just the music, but yeah, I feel like the material, what they're talking about, is definitely different. But like you hearing that, I feel like most people probably don't overthink that and just think it is innocent and just don't think that they're being dirty.
Wow.
I meant to tell you when you went upstairs for your break.
Oh man, that was a close one.
I told you how I was accepted to that Taylor Swift Facebook group.
Yeah.
When you were up there, I was looking. Somebody commented and said, "Any song of Taylor Swift's intended for COVID-19."
What?
Which I already thought was fucking stupid and funny. But then there's actually a lot of people that made sense. I wouldn't even. Maybe if I looked at their whole track list, I would have. But people said you need to calm down, which that person would probably get hated on. But that's fucking hilarious and true. But then a lot of them are Soon You'll Get Better. These are real Taylor Swift songs. Clean. Untouchable. Because you're not supposed to be touching people.
Jesus, dude. Does she have a song for every word?
Fearless. Cruel Summer.
My God. I thought there'd be like 2 songs.
No, yeah, I could have kept going. I just didn't want to take our whole podcast. People, they were creative with it, and I appreciate it. Also, just the beginning post, somebody asking, that was a dumb part that I had to point out to you.
Are you the only male in that group?
No, actually, the person posted that was a guy. Weird enough.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm sure there were probably 2% of it. Probably me and him.
I think that guy should be on a list as well, so should you.
No, you're wrong. So, jumping around again, the NFL, we brought that up and didn't talk about it. Have you paid attention to the shit that's been happening? It's pretty much the only thing we get newsworthy right now besides the virus.
I saw the Browns picked up some guys. Saw Brady's going to Tampa.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, so the Browns picked up Case Keenum, who the
buddy,
Broncos cut.
Broncos.
Yeah, so I'm
What
going
do
to
you think
bet
that means?
Well, he's definitely not going to be a starter right now, but I bet you by week 6 he'll be a starter.
Really?
Yeah, because Baker Mayfield's going to suck again, then everybody's going to go, he's trash, and then it's going to be too late to get another quarterback, and then they're going to have to start who they have.
But you saw who kind of made sense, too, with who the Browns coach is now.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot I didn't know they worked together.
Yeah. And then they actually did make a good trade. It was actually good for both sides. Did you see they traded with the Broncos?
No.
It wasn't a huge trade, but Andy Janovich, he's a Broncos fullback, and he's actually one of the better fullbacks in the league. And they got him for only a 7th-round pick. But the reason it's good for both teams, because it might sound like they got a steal, which I think it is good on their end. But the Broncos, I guess, their new system, they're not going to use a fullback pretty much at all. So for them, it makes sense because instead of keeping a player around you if he's good that is going to do nothing, you might as well get something out of him. And then for the Browns, you get a good player that you probably shouldn't have gotten.
This kid will ruin him.
Yeah. He also, I've never met him, but he seems like the nicest, most down to earth guy, and they usually don't like having those around. So
Keenum does too.
Yeah. But yeah, Tom Brady to the fucking Buccaneers. I think a year ago, you could have predicted that over this virus, and nobody would have taken that. That was
weird,
fucking nuts. Like I said, I would guess the Patriots or retirement, but still, if I had to guess another team, they would have been one of the last ones. And I can't wait to see all these Patriot fans I've argued with for like 7 years now, talking about how they've been lifelong Patriot fans, and once he's gone, they'll still be fans. I can't wait to see how many less fans they have now after this, and how many new Buccaneers fans there will be. And that'll be obvious because there's like 5 Buccaneers fans right now, so it'll be real obvious if there start being a lot of those. And that's how the Patriots were. People like to act like they don't know, and it was a while ago now, but there's fucking no Patriot fans outside of New England before Tom Brady and all this nonsense happened.
Especially if Tom Brady if they do something down there.
Yeah. And I don't know if he's going to be as good as he was, but as much as I hate him, I don't think that he just has no chance and he's done like everybody thinks. I do think it's going to be harder because he's on the fucking Buccaneers, and I hope he does nothing. I hope he gets the virus, to be honest. But it's getting good guys like Tom Hanks. Can't get Tom Brady instead. It's even the same name. But yeah, there's a lot of weird shit going on. Like, I know you like the NFL, but I know you say you can't keep track of everything. Did you see the trade the Texans made?
No, but I saw the backlash from the memes.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. That's the kind of trade that even we were talking about work. That's the kind of trade in Madden you would make, and they would still reject it, or fantasy football. Go, there's collusion happening, and that trade would get denied because they traded for an okay running back and 2 draft picks, but not very high picks. But then they gave a draft pick back anyways. So they essentially traded for a second-round pick, and David Johnson was the running back. And they gave up, they swapped 4th-round picks. But then they gave up DeAndre Hopkins, which is arguably the best wide receiver in the league. So they traded him for a decent running back and a second-round pick. And I have no fucking idea why. The only thing I thought is maybe a contract drop or like something was going on.
Or he told him he was leaving.
Yeah, but they were both only signed for 1 more year. Even the guy they traded for, so that part makes no sense. And then this crazy ass rumor came up. I don't know if you know who Michael Irvin is.
Sounds familiar.
He's a douchebag. He used to play for the Cowboys, and he's not as bad as Stephen A. Smith, but he's one of those guys who just says shit to get people going. He said that DeAndre Hopkins told him that Bill O'Brien is who the Texans coach is. He said that Bill O'Brien said that DeAndre Hopkins is worse than Aaron Hernandez, and he doesn't want him around his family or the team ever again.
Whoa.
And that's why they traded him. And then DeAndre Hopkins came out and said that he never told Michael Irvin that, and he didn't know where he got that from. So he just made up a fucking, either DeAndre Hopkins is lying, which I don't see why you would, because at that point it's already said, and you wouldn't be in the wrong if somebody told you you're worse than a fucking serial killer, or not serial killer, but a murderer.
He definitely tried to be a serial murderer, though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
He just sucked at it.
Yeah, and I guess they said because he had multiple baby mamas, which you could argue is messed up, but it's a little different level than a fucking murderer. And so he would obviously be in the right and have no reason to be like, I didn't say that. He could still stick to it. So I'm pretty sure Michael Irvin's just made up that that whole thing. But that would make more sense why that fucking trade would happen if that was true, because it came out of fucking nowhere. And then there have been a few like that. The Rams cut Todd Gurley today, which he's one of the better running backs in the NFL. They didn't trade for him, man. They just fucking cut him, which hopefully the Broncos sign him. They have a good running back already, but they can get somebody like that without trading. And the Broncos got a steal as well. I don't know if it's the virus messing with the NFL too, or
they got to do something to keep it interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the funny part. The NFL, everything's acting like things are crazy. The NFL is just acting as normal as can be. Just all these players making $100 million, signing them to $50 million contracts, that are acting like nothing's wrong. So this is ridiculous, but also refreshing just to be able to have something feel normal without all this nonsense. But the Titans traded the Broncos one of their best defensive players. His name's Gerald Jarrell Casey, which is also dope. It's even spelled my name, or spelled my way. They gave him up for a 7th-round pick, and he's one of their top defensive players. And we got him for a 7th-round pick, so I don't know what the hell's happening in the NFL. I was like, it must be an error or something. There's no way they got him for a 7th-round pick. But they did. It's wild. Wow.
Yeah, I'm excited for football to start back up.
Yeah, I hope this isn't all for naught and that all these crazy trades and signings just end up not mattering because they delay it or cancel it. I couldn't handle that. We already lost T3.
Now, how much did Tom Brady sign on for? A year, 2 years?
I never saw. I'd imagine a year, though.
I'm curious to what. I know it also kind of popped into my mind, too, and then I saw a lot of memes people making of it. It's kind of like Jordan going to Washington.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I could see that.
Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Tom Brady does do good, but yeah, there's a higher chance that he's not going to do anything or phase out, and I definitely hope that happens. I think there's a chance he could do well.
It'd be weird. It's going to be weird. It's going to make things interesting, though.
Oh, and then there was one, well, there have been a lot, but Chris Harris Jr., he's been with the Broncos for like 7 years, and he's fucking awesome. He signed with the Chargers, so that was a sad day, but the Broncos weren't going to re-sign him. He's making way too much money for how old he is. It just sucks that somebody that seems like a really good guy and also a good player lose him, but then also sucks even more that he goes to a team in the same division because that means they're going to play us twice.
Oh, yeah.
Which that was a rumor that Tom Brady was going to the Chargers, which you probably heard, which he's from California, so that made sense. I was really hoping for that because I would love to see the Broncos beat him twice, but he went to a whole fucking different conference, not just division.
It'd be crazy to see him stay in the Patriots.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I would have loved that if he went to the Dolphins or something. That would be fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm kind of surprised Chris Harris stayed with the Chargers. I didn't think he'd be with the Broncos, but same division. That's fucked up. Anything else for you, guy?
I think it's it, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, hopefully next week we're not all dead.
Yeah, that's one more wrap up and mix up thing. The global warming thing that I was saying, I feel like that's another way that I view this is that I feel like if you take one stance on it, you have to be so strong. Like, even though I don't believe in it or in global warming, or even if I think it's real, I don't think it's going to have the effects people do. I feel like people go overboard when they think of their viewpoint. Like, if they don't think it's going to happen, then they think they can litter, or they think they have to do everything they can to make sure that everybody knows that they don't respect it and think that it's not real. So even though I don't think this is as bad as people think, I feel like there is common sense things that you obviously should be doing, and like
we shouldn't kiss right now, but we will.
Well, yeah, that's just gonna happen. But like, I feel, I barely wash my hands. I could wash my hands more. People wash their hands. Yeah, you could wash your hands more, but I'm not doing that to be like, everybody wash your hands. I'm saying, I feel like that's how these things get so blown out of proportion, is that people have to double down on everything. Like, if you don't believe in global warming, everybody wants to point out everything you should do wrong against it. Instead of being like, well, I don't believe in it, but couldn't it hurt to try and not be an asshole and litter and not try and go out of my way to do things? Like, all these people, if I had a trip planned, I would still definitely go. But I'm sure you see all these people are trying to prove a point and make sure they go on trips and do all this stuff just because.
Yeah. Concerts.
Yeah, and like I said, if I already had that, I wouldn't cancel. I'm not saying you're an asshole to do it, but I feel like to go out of your way just to prove a point is just as bad as the people overreacting. Or like, if you don't believe in global warming, try and make sure you litter, or try and make sure you don't do the other things, or like do everything you can to, like, if you have a Hummer and you naturally drive that, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're like, oh, I don't care about the environment, so I'm going to get the worst car, then I feel like you're just being an asshole and not helping anything when there's very minimal things you could do and be perfectly fine.
Oh, for sure.
But that's my view on it, That's, I came up with a new saying that Danielle really liked. That's my 30 cents.
That's my 30 cents?
Mm-hmm. I told her that was a saying, and she said, no, it's not. I just kept arguing with me. I knew it wasn't, but I just doubled down and thought it was really dumb, so I stuck with it.
If you feel really strong about something, you should say 60 cents.
Just keep amping it up. That's my 1,000 cents.
I just realized my 2 cents is where you get that from.
Oh, yeah. So it wasn't like 5 cents. I just thought up it to 30 because it sounds way worse. Nothing else for you, though, guy?
Nope, that's it.
All right.
Buy physical media.
But maybe not, because I just had some physical media is doing better than ever.
Oh, yeah.
Well, physical property, maybe not media.
Yeah.
Because toilet paper is not media.
Or virtual toilet paper.
Yeah. All right. Well. Oh, also, did you see Danielle won the YouTube?
Peter told me.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, I thought James always talked about watching right away, so I thought it'd be him. But we also stayed up late playing games, right? So he probably had no time to watch it by the time we were done. So that probably explains it. But yeah, as always, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Current Backlog, and you can email us with any questions, feedback. What else do you want to throw in there? Clarifications,
love notes,
and start doing that. You better do that now, right?
This second.
At currentbackloggers@gmail.com.
Current backloggers. Oh man.
Why does it get so fucking hot down here?
Because of me. Our sexual tension.
Oh God. Was there sexual tension there?